Some of you have seen the accumulation of snowfall over the past 6 hours. Here's the good news. If you're still wanting to see some snowfall or you want some accumulation, the window of opportunity is still there. The system was delayed by some 3 to 4 hours in it moving into North Georgia. And with that delay, we're going to experience the opportunity for snowfall even as we get into the late afternoon and early evening hours. Looking at temperatures across the area, everybody everywhere is below freezing, but not only below freezing, but below 30 degrees, 25 in Atlanta. Go over to Carrollton, 20 degrees, 20 in Dalton, 18 in Canton, a really frigid 14 degrees up there in Blairsville. We've had a lot of bountiful snowfall up there in Townsend, Union County. Come out to Athens, plenty of snowfall there, 25 degrees. Eaton coming in at 28 degrees, 27 in Covington. So let's use our Fox 5 Live Viper radar now to get a really good handle on where we're seeing the most active moisture. Once again, this whiteout conditions as you look out to the west. That wind chill quite stifling, dealing with the wind chill in the single digits from Atlanta to the north, with Blairsville coming in at 3 and Dalton coming in at 1. Those winds will continue to be problematic as we go throughout the day. We're looking for the shades of blue here to indicate exactly where we're seeing present snowfall. That snowfall really continuing to drift across the eastern tier between 20 and 85. But then for those of you who are to the south and to the west of the metro area, you've gotten in on a few flurries. But as of late, you can see here as you get down into Morgan County, crossing over I-20 there, going down now into Putnam County, crossing over the Jasper-Putnam line, you're getting a pretty solid swath of snow along US 129 there. So you're going to expect some snow there, some more accumulation for those of you in Eaton, and that eventually will cross over into Lake Oconee there. For those of you who recently just got sprayed, we got a pretty good swath of energy that rolled through Newton County on either side of the Newton-Walton County line from Monroe going all the way up to 78 there, all the way down to Covington along I-20. And now that path of snow is now taking you southward into, once again, an extreme southern portion or extreme north and eastern portion of Jasper County, but mostly Putnam County getting in on the action there. A little bit of a lull in the activity for Athens. However, we're continuing to see snow fester across 20, making its way down to I-85. This is for South Fulton, even southern parts of Douglas County getting a pretty good swath there near Chattahoochee Hills coming down here a little bit to the south of the airport at this point. For those of you in Fairburn, you should expect a pretty good dose of shower activity in the way of snow showers. All snow today. And then once you get down to US 29 there, just to the north of Noonan in Coweta County, you're getting sprayed. This will eventually flow into Fayette County for those of you there in Tyrone all the way down to Peachtree City. And then up next would likely be Fayetteville. Likely a couple squalls inching closer to the airport. We'll have to check that camera momentarily to see if we're getting any ground signatures there. We're going to continue to see this activity fester across the area as we go throughout the afternoon and into the early evening for some, especially out east. So if you have not gotten snow yet, and I know there's a section of DeKalb County that is waiting on some accumulation to actually occur there are some bands out to the west that could possibly slide over your neighborhoods before this is all said and done. We'll track that as we get deeper into the hour. Alex, Tom.
Okay, Jonathan, we will check back with you very soon. We appreciate you watching our entire area for us. We do want to focus on some live images now and get a sense of what things are really doing in real time. So let's turn things over to Newton County.
And that is where we find Chris.
Fox 5 Live Viper radar, because what we're looking at now is for the deeper hues of blue to show up on the radar here. So I've been able to eliminate any kind of false signaling of snowfall. And this is where the present snow is falling over I-20 going down into Lake Oconee and Sinclair. As you move out of Putnam County, we have a pretty good swath there. And then we still have some flurries that are festering between 20 and 85 to the south and to the west of the city there. So it's going to be all about the ground temperature, the surface temperature, those road temperatures, and we'll check on those in just a second as to whatever you're getting right now is going to actually stick. As you can see right here, as we zoom in a little bit closer, you can see that there are cities just to the north of Noonan there, maybe Whitesburg getting a couple flurries as you go into Tyrone there, Peachtree City riding the Fayette-Coweta County line near 29 there. You're likely finding some flurries, a couple flurries over I-85. Not quite reaching the airport at this point, but as you get over into South Fulton and Fairburn, you have a few flakes. Chattahoochee Hills likely getting some as well. Not too much in the way of impressive snowfall, but still some flurries once again, like we have seen just to the west of I-85 at times. In terms of what we're seeing down here in Putnam County, as you get into Hancock County, going much further to the south and down there in Millersville, this is 441 right there. Yes, there is snow falling over Lake Oconee and Lake Sinclair right now, but there is a but, because when we take a look at those surface temperatures, they are above freezing. So it's falling, but it's not sticking. So where are the roads problematic right now? Well, 78, 29 as you look out to Walton and Gwinnett counties. Pretty much as you get off on 29, that 29-85 split, as you make your way northbound on I-85, that's where the tricky road conditions begin. And we're hearing good reports about things on the interstate there. However, as you get off into the side and secondary roads, a different story. Because of the temperature profile of the road, where snow has fallen anywhere from Milton to Alpharetta, Johns Creek, as you get over into South Forsyth County to the south of Cumming, you likely have precip that is on the ground and is now melting. Not that you had a lot of accumulation, but once again, the ground temperatures there are a bit warmer than not. They're above 32 degrees. As you look over to South Paulding County, along with Douglas County, and even that horn, if you will, that upper part of Carroll County, you likely have some tricky conditions out once again on the side roads, and that drifts down into South Fulton and the northern part of Coweta County. So let's take a look at conditions up to the north and to the east here. Anywhere from Towns, Union County, going all the way out to Raven County, Fannin included, and then the northern parts of Lumpkin, White, Habersham counties, of course, Hall County joining in the mix there, along with Hart, Stevens County, Hartwell County, all getting in on some pretty tricky road conditions once again as a result of what has already fallen. And then you have the attendant temperatures that are either at or below freezing, meaning whatever's on the ground is going to stay on the ground as something frozen. That said, your air temperatures are all below freezing. That's area wide, but the surface temperatures or road temperatures, that's making a difference. So even if more flakes fly within the perimeter and outside the perimeter from Alpharetta all the way back down to McDonough, Alex, Tom, we're looking at road to upper 30s and lower 40s, and the same can be said even as you go down to where there's actually snow falling. Lake Oconee, you have a road temperature of 39 degrees. So as you get along I-20, get inside the perimeter, that's where you have those road and surface temperatures that are warmer than the actual air temperature. So snow is falling, but even if you have flakes falling, like I've seen all morning long in Brookhaven, you won't have accumulation. If you're where it's shaded in the blue and you get more snowfall going up north across the higher elevations down through this little swath here into Gwinnett County, Hall County, whatever falls from the sky will likely land and continue to accumulate as we go through the remainder of the afternoon.
So Jonathan, perhaps you touched on it, and I didn't catch it, but when is all of this supposed to lift out of here and go away and the sunshine to return?
We're kind of in the wind down period now. I don't see so much upstream that I'm concerned about. There is still a window of opportunity for some flurries to fly. We're dealing with a massive area of low pressure that's feeding off moisture in the Atlantic. So basically it's pinwheeling moisture is having to send it inland. And as it gets into our neck of the woods, it's found that the air temperature is below freezing. And so what is falling from every layer of the atmosphere is something that's frozen, a frozen parcel, if you will, and it comes to the ground as snowfall. The issue is that we could continue to have random bouts of flurries and maybe even some steady snow showers over the next 2 to 3 hours. But as we get closer to the prime heating of the day, not that today is going to be warm or hot by any measure at all. In fact, we'll likely be below freezing all day long. That surface temperature has just warmed up a bit too much to sustain accumulation. Once again, you have road temperatures here in Atlanta going out to DeKalb County that are at 41 and 40 degrees respectively.
Wow. Okay, Jonathan, we appreciate that. We do want to change perspective here and take a look at what's going on in Gwinnett County, which has been one of the hardest hit areas. Every time we check in, it's like a big blanket of snow.
Yeah, we just saw Rob DiRienzo up in Gwinnett off 316 where it was like whiteout conditions. Let's take you to Annie Mapp, who joins us now with a look at conditions there. It looks like you're standing in kind of the same situation that Rob was, Annie.
From Annie Mapp there in Gwinnett County, confused wherever she ended up. It's here in the south.
Very confused at what's happening.
Well, I do want to acknowledge some of the comments that I'm seeing on our Fox 5 Atlanta YouTube channel. Contrary to popular belief, we do monitor the comments here. You guys are confirming that you are seeing snow too. I see some people are.
Counties, Raven, Stevens County up here, Franklin County, you're likely going to have snow on the ground going into Monday, and maybe there's some more to come. So let's talk about what is to come. Well, you still have those winter weather alerts that are still alive and well. All counties shaded in pink here continue to be under the winter storm warning. If you are in lavender, you're under that winter weather advisory. Those will not retire until 7 o'clock tonight. So as we go forward, this is the picture at 2 o'clock. I want to follow where we're seeing the deeper shades here. I will say there is an opportunity for another swath of moisture to come through, impacting those of you who are to the east of 575 there. Okay, so let's kind of make this distinction. Cherokee County, mainly east of 575, going up to 400, so that puts Alpharetta, Milton in conversation, along with Forsyth County, Withrow coming in the mix, getting down into Peachtree Corners, Norcross, and Duluth. That's for southern and central Gwinnett County. And even those of you who are just to the north of Spaghetti Junction here in DeKalb County, I'm not sure if Decatur is going to actually get something. So Redan, Lithonia, getting down into the Tri-Cities, I'm not sure if that's possible. But as we move further to the east here along the I-85 corridor, as you get out to Barrow County, going up into Walton County, I think the opportunity, once again, you're going to get another healthy swath, and that comes through around 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Clark or Cody County is due for more of that action as well. Still not done by the 3 o'clock hour. Stick with us, and I'm going to walk you through the part of the forecast that takes you into the late afternoon and early evening.
All right, Jonathan, we'll check back in with you. Thanks. Let's get up to Blairsville, one of the areas that Jonathan said is still enduring a lot of this snow that's moving through the area.
Let's check in now with Denise Dillon, who is all bundled up. Good to see you, Denise.
I need to be.
Denise, thanks. Time now is about 10 minutes to